Ladies and gentlemen, let me start with a question that might shake your comfort zone. What happens when you willingly give up food, water, and comfort, not because you have to, but because you choose to? The first fast feels like stepping into a challenge your body doesn't understand yet. Your stomach complains. Your throat gets dry. Your mind keeps whispering, why are we doing this? But then something powerful happens. You realize that fasting is not about food. It's about control. When the sun rises and you decide not to eat, not to drink, not to give in to every craving, you are telling your soul something powerful. I am in charge. Not my hunger. You begin to notice things you never noticed before. You appreciate a sip of water like it's a blessing from heaven. You respect food like it's a gift, not an entitlement. You start realizing that millions of people feel this hunger every day, not by choice. And that moment right there, that moment builds gratitude. But here's the real power of fasting. It trains the same muscle you need to succeed in life, because success also requires you to say no to distractions, no to shortcuts, no to comfort. And just like fasting, success asks you to stay strong until the reward finally arrives. Then the sun sets. The call to break the fast comes. That first sip of water, that first bite of food feels like victory. Not because the food is special, but because you earned it. You didn't quit. You didn't give up halfway. You stayed the course. And that's the real lesson of fasting. If you can control your hunger, you can control your life. Because the strongest person in the room isn't the loudest. It's the one who has mastered themselves. And once you master yourself, there is nothing in this world you cannot conquer. When a person fasts, the first thing they start to understand is the meaning of self-discipline. From the moment the day begins, they make a decision that for many hours they will not eat or drink. It sounds simple, but when the day becomes long and the body starts asking for food and water, the challenge becomes real. The stomach may feel empty, the throat may feel dry, and the mind may try to convince the person to give up. At that moment, fasting becomes more than just avoiding food. It becomes a lesson about controlling yourself. Fasting teaches a person that they are stronger than their desires. Normally, when we feel hungry, we immediately look for something to eat. When we feel thirsty, we quickly drink water. We live in a world where most of our needs are satisfied instantly. Because of this, many people grow used to following every desire the moment it appears. Fasting changes this habit. It teaches the mind to pause, to be patient, and to wait. The person learns that just because the body wants something does not mean it must have it right away. During the day of fasting, a person begins to understand the power of patience. Hunger might appear in the morning, disappear for a while, and then return again stronger in the afternoon. But every time it comes, the person reminds themselves of their purpose. They remind themselves why they started the fast. This constant reminder builds inner strength. Slowly, the person starts realizing that self-discipline is like a muscle. The more it is used, the stronger it becomes. Another important lesson fasting teaches is control over habits. Many of our daily habits happen without thinking. People snack while watching television, drink without noticing how much they have had, or eat simply because food is available. Fasting breaks these automatic behaviors. It forces a person to become aware of their actions and their choices. When someone can stop themselves from eating and drinking for many hours, they begin to realize that they can also control other habits in their life. As the day continues, something interesting happens inside the mind. The person starts feeling proud of their ability to stay strong. Even though the hunger is there, they do not allow it to control them. This feeling builds confidence. They begin to see that discipline is not about punishment. It is about strength. It is about knowing that you can guide your own actions instead of being controlled by every desire. By the time the fast is completed and the moment to eat finally arrives, the person understands a powerful truth. They realize that discipline makes ordinary people stronger. It helps them stay focused on what truly matters. If someone can control something as strong as hunger and thirst, they can also control their time, their habits, and their decisions. In this way, fasting becomes much more than a physical act. It becomes a training for the mind and the heart. It teaches a person that real strength is not just about what the body can do. Real strength is about the ability to control yourself, remain patient, and stay committed to your purpose, no matter how difficult the moment may feel. Growth in life rarely comes from comfort. Most people enjoy situations where everything feels easy, where the body is relaxed and the mind does not face any challenge. Comfort feels safe, but it does not always help a person become stronger. Real strength often begins the moment a person steps into discomfort and decides not to run away from it. Fasting is one of those experiences where discomfort becomes a teacher. When a person fasts, the body begins to feel hunger and thirst. At first, the feeling may be small, but as the hours pass, it becomes stronger. The stomach may start to complain, the mouth may become dry, and the body may feel tired. In that moment, a person has two choices. They can focus on the discomfort and feel weak, or they can face it with courage and grow stronger inside. Discomfort has a special way of revealing the power that already exists within a person. When life is easy, we rarely discover how strong we truly are. But when we face difficulty, something inside us begins to wake up. The mind starts searching for patience. The heart starts building determination. The person begins to understand that they are capable of handling more than they once believed. Every hour of fasting becomes a small victory. Each moment that passes without giving up builds confidence. A person starts realizing that discomfort is not the enemy. Instead, it is a training ground for strength. Hunger may try to test the body, but patience begins to train the mind. Thirst may challenge the body, but determination begins to strengthen the spirit. Athletes train their bodies through pain and effort before they win a race. People who build their dreams often face struggles before they see results. In every situation, discomfort is part of the journey. It pushes people to move beyond their limits. Fasting reminds a person that temporary difficulty can lead to powerful personal growth. When the body feels tired and the mind wants to quit, that is the moment where strength begins to form. The person learns that they do not have to surrender to every uncomfortable feeling. Instead, they can stand firm and continue forward with patience. Something beautiful also happens when the fast finally ends. That first sip of water and the first bite of food feel incredibly rewarding. The happiness in that moment is deeper because it was earned through patience and endurance. The discomfort of the day makes the reward more meaningful. This experience teaches an important life lesson. Challenges may feel hard in the moment, but they are shaping a stronger version of us. The struggles we face are not there to break us. They are there to build us. Sometimes the greatest growth begins with the hardest moments. When people learn to stay strong during discomfort, they discover a powerful truth about themselves. The moment you stop running from discomfort is the moment you start discovering your real strength. Because strength is not built when life is easy. Strength is built when you keep moving forward, even when things feel difficult. Gratitude often grows when a person experiences sacrifice. When everything in life is easily available, people sometimes stop noticing how valuable simple things really are. Food is always there, water is always there, comfort is always there. Because of this constant availability, it becomes easy to take these blessings for granted. But when someone willingly gives up these comforts for a period of time, even for a single day, their perspective begins to change in a powerful way. When a person spends hours without food or water, the body begins to feel the absence of something it normally receives without effort. The stomach starts to feel empty and the throat becomes dry. During those moments, a person begins to think about something very simple that they might have ignored before. How amazing it is that food and water are normally available whenever they want them. A glass of water, which once felt ordinary, suddenly feels extremely valuable. A small piece of bread begins to feel like a gift. This experience slowly changes the way a person thinks. Instead of complaining about what they do not have, they begin to appreciate what they already have. They start to understand that many people around the world face hunger and thirst every single day. Not by choice, but because they do not have access to enough food or clean water. This realization creates a deeper sense of awareness and compassion. It reminds a person that their daily comforts are not guaranteed for everyone. Sacrifice also teaches patience. When someone waits the whole day before eating, they learn how to control their desires instead of immediately satisfying them. This waiting period gives the mind time to reflect. During these quiet moments, people often think about their life, their blessings, and the people who support them. They may remember their family, their friends, and the simple moments that bring happiness. This reflection naturally builds gratitude in the heart. Another powerful part of this experience happens when the time finally arrives to eat again. The first sip of water feels refreshing in a way that is difficult to describe. The first bite of food feels more meaningful than it usually does. The taste feels better, the experience feels calmer, and the heart feels thankful. The food itself may be simple, but the feeling behind it becomes special because it was waited for with patience and effort. Over time, this experience changes a person's attitude. Instead of rushing through meals or wasting food, they begin to respect it more. Instead of complaining about small inconveniences, they start to focus on the many blessings they already have. Gratitude becomes stronger because it is built on experience, not just words. Sacrifice has a unique way of opening a person's eyes. It reminds people that the things they once considered ordinary are actually extraordinary gifts. When someone learns to appreciate these simple blessings, their heart becomes more humble, their mindset becomes more positive, and their life becomes richer in ways that go far beyond material things. When a person fasts, something deep begins to change inside the heart. At first, the feeling is only hunger. The stomach feels empty, the mouth becomes dry, and the body starts to feel a little weak. In the beginning, it feels like a personal struggle. The hours move slowly, and the mind keeps thinking about food and water. But as the day goes on, a powerful realization slowly appears. A fasting person begins to understand what hunger truly feels like. It is no longer just a word that we hear in news or stories. It becomes a real feeling inside the body. That empty feeling in the stomach becomes a silent teacher. It reminds us that there are millions of people in the world who feel this same hunger every single day, not for a few hours, but sometimes for many days. For them, hunger is not a choice. It is their reality. This realization touches the heart in a very powerful way. Suddenly, food does not look ordinary anymore. A simple piece of bread starts to look like a blessing. A glass of water feels like a treasure. Things that were once taken for granted begin to look precious. The heart becomes softer and more aware. Fasting slowly breaks the wall of selfishness that sometimes grows in our lives. In our busy routines, it is easy to think only about our own comfort, our own problems, and our own needs. But when hunger becomes part of your own experience, even for a short time, your heart begins to open. You begin to feel the pain of others more clearly. You start thinking about the poor family who may sleep without dinner. You think about the child who looks at food but cannot afford to eat it. You think about people who struggle every day just to survive. These thoughts create a powerful feeling of compassion. Compassion is one of the strongest forces in the world. It pushes people to help others, to share what they have, and to care about those who are suffering. Fasting awakens this powerful emotion inside the human heart. It reminds us that we are not alone in this world. We are part of a larger human family. When the moment finally comes to break the fast, the experience becomes even more meaningful. That first sip of water and that first bite of food feel incredibly special. At that moment, many people feel deep gratitude. But along with gratitude comes another important feeling: responsibility. A fasting person begins to feel a stronger desire to help others who are hungry. The experience of hunger creates a connection with those who struggle every day. It encourages generosity, kindness, and a willingness to share. In this way, fasting becomes much more than simply avoiding food and drink. It becomes a powerful lesson of humanity. It teaches the heart to feel, to care, and to understand the struggles of others. Through hunger, people discover compassion. Through sacrifice, people discover gratitude. And through fasting, the human heart becomes stronger, kinder, and more connected to the pain and hope of the world. Success in life is not something that appears suddenly like magic. It is built slowly, day by day, through discipline and control. The same discipline that is practiced during fasting is the same discipline that leads people toward great success. When someone fasts, they wake up early, prepare themselves, and then spend the whole day without eating or drinking. Hunger appears. Thirst appears. The body becomes tired. The mind keeps reminding you how easy it would be to quit. Yet the person continues to fast. That moment teaches a powerful lesson about life. In life, success also demands patience and control. Many people dream about becoming successful, but very few are ready to control their desires and stay committed when things become difficult. Just like hunger during fasting, challenges in life will appear again and again. There will be moments when you feel tired, when you feel like giving up, when you feel that the journey is too long. But those who become truly successful are the ones who stay strong during those moments. Fasting trains the mind to become stronger than the body. The body may say it needs food immediately, but the mind reminds it to stay patient until the right time arrives. In the same way, success requires a person to control their impulses. Sometimes you must wake up early when you want to sleep. Sometimes you must keep working when others are relaxing. Sometimes you must stay focused when the world around you is full of distractions. This kind of control does not come easily, but it becomes stronger with practice. During fasting, every hour feels longer than usual. The afternoon feels heavy and the evening feels far away. But the person continues with hope, knowing that the moment to break the fast will come. That feeling is very similar to the journey towards success. The reward may not appear immediately. Progress may feel slow. But those who stay patient eventually reach the moment when their hard work finally pays off. Fasting also teaches gratitude and humility. When someone spends the day without food or water, they begin to understand the true value of simple blessings. A single sip of water becomes something precious. A small meal feels like a great gift. This understanding changes the heart and builds respect for the struggles of others. In the same way, people who work hard for success appreciate their achievements more deeply. They understand the effort, the sacrifice, and the long journey that brought them there. Discipline is the bridge between dreams and reality. Dreams alone cannot build a strong future. Dreams need action, patience, and commitment. Every successful person has faced moments of hunger for achievement, moments of doubt, and moments of struggle. But what separates them from others is their ability to keep moving forward even when the path becomes difficult. When a person learns to control their hunger during fasting, they also learn that they have the strength to control many other things in life. They learn that they are stronger than their excuses, stronger than their fears, and stronger than their temporary discomfort. That realization becomes a powerful force. In the end, success belongs to those who remain disciplined when the journey becomes hard. Just like fasting teaches the power of patience until sunset, life teaches the power of perseverance until the moment of victory finally arrives. Self-mastery leads to greatness. The strongest victory a person can ever achieve is not over another person, not over a competitor, and not over a difficult situation. The greatest victory is the victory over your own self. Every human being has desires, weaknesses, distractions, and moments of doubt. These things live inside all of us. The difference between an ordinary life and an extraordinary life is the ability to control them. When a person learns to control their thoughts, their actions begin to change. When actions change, habits begin to change. And when habits change, the direction of life changes. Many people want success, respect, and greatness, but very few people are willing to control their impulses, their laziness, and their comfort. Self-mastery means you do what is right even when it is difficult. It means you stay focused when distractions are everywhere. It means you remain patient when your heart wants quick rewards. A person who masters themselves understands that discipline is a powerful force. Discipline is not punishment. Discipline is power. It is the ability to say no when the easy choice is calling your name. It is the strength to stand firm when your mind whispers excuses. Every great achievement in the world was built on the foundation of discipline and control. Self-mastery also builds a powerful mind. When you control your reactions, you stop letting anger, fear, and frustration control your decisions. Instead of reacting with emotion, you respond with wisdom. Instead of giving up when things become hard, you push forward with courage. A calm and controlled mind is one of the most powerful weapons a person can have in life. Another beautiful result of self-mastery is confidence. When you prove to yourself that you can control your actions and stay committed to your goals, you begin to trust yourself. That trust becomes confidence, and confidence allows a person to walk through challenges with courage. It gives them the strength to stand tall even when the world around them feels uncertain. They mastered themselves before they tried to master anything else. They learned to wake up when their body wanted to sleep. They worked when others wanted to relax. They stayed patient when others gave up. Their strength did not come from talent alone. It came from control over their own mind and actions. Life will always present temptations, distractions, and moments of weakness. These things will never disappear. But a person who practices self-mastery becomes stronger than those challenges. They become the captain of their own life instead of a passenger carried by emotions and habits. In the end, greatness is not a gift given to a lucky few. Greatness is the result of daily choices, strong discipline, and control over oneself. When a person learns to guide their thoughts, control their actions, and remain strong in difficult moments, they unlock a power that cannot easily be defeated. And once a person truly masters themselves, they hold the key to a life of purpose, strength, and true greatness.